Peace and power. Greetings, family. If you don't know, this is your boy, Brother View, and got some knowledge for you. We're going to start off with something simple, something like emotions when it comes down to dis-ease and how they're connected to your organs. Everything is connected. If you don't know that, realize it. Your body's connected in a million different ways. So we'll start from the head. The brain. The emotion that's tied to your brain is fear. And your brain is also Aries. Yes, the zodiac sign. You are actually all 12 zodiac signs, which is actually the 12 disciples as well, but that's a different chapter. But when it comes down to the brain, it's the house. Because there's 12 houses as well. Each house represents something different. And now when that comes down to Aries, that is the house of self. How you act with self, with your purpose, which is the first house. Now, as well, that includes the pineal gland. So, Aries, self, fear, those emotions are tied into the brain. And that house is tied to the brain as well. Moving on, we shall hit the thyroid gland, which is right there at the bottom of your throat. Now, the thyroid gland represents the house of value. The house of value when it comes down to your security, material items, obviously, and resources. And that comes down to the second house, which is the house of, I don't know why I don't have this written down here, Taurus. So if you have a weakness in that, it will be in your second house, which is typically Taurus, but you will have to get your natal chart. That's another thing. Get your natal chart done. If you don't know what that is or haven't got it done, it's simple, online for free. All you need is the time of birth, because you know what your birthday is. You already got that. And where you were born. So you enter those three things in to the online form, and you'll get your natal chart for free. It gives you everything about yourself. How you act, why you think, how you think, what career you should have, all those things. Moving on. We shall hit the thymus, or you could say the heart. But that is the house, well, I'll say the sign of Cancer. And that is the house of home and family when it comes down to how you act, liberation, and your soul, which you're really meant to be doing in a sense. And the emotion tied to that is that of loneliness or depression. So if you're holding on to a lot of that, you'll have a weak heart. We don't want that. We don't want that. The heart is the center of the spirit, I should say. Even though the center of the body is the sacral, the center of the spirit is more so the heart, because you have to have that balance and strength, and your heart is actually stronger than your brain. That's another chapter, but it's your center. You gotta have your heart right. If you know, you know. But I think you understand. Moving on. Now, next we'll hit the pancreas. The pancreas is actually in the center here, kind of behind. Tiny, move. Sorry about that. The pancreas is weakened by worry. So if you worry a lot, you'll have weakness in that organ. as well as it's the earth element, and it's the house of habits. So how you learn when it comes down to your habits, material when it comes down to habits, things that you get in resources, and that's the sixth house. And actually, as well as that being in the sixth house, is your liver as well, because your liver is in the center, which is actually Virgo, because Virgo has to do with your abdomen, your center core right here, because your liver is over here, gallbladder behind, pancreas, stomach, spleen behind there. Moving on. Let's see. We have the adrenal glands, and that is the house of relation. When it comes down to how you act, social, and pleasure, which is actually the seventh house, house of Libra. The adrenals are weakened through anxiety, stress. They really do balance you. So if you're doing too much of that, you'll find that you'll have a lot of pain in your adrenal glands. If you don't know where your adrenal glands are, they sit on top of your kidneys. So your kidneys are here, more so, and the adrenal glands sit on top. I mean, besides the emotion, of course, there's other reasons why those organs can be weakened, as in nutrition, what you're eating, stuff like that. But a lot of times it can be the retention of certain emotions. Moving on, we have the reproductive organs. Don't think I need to explain what those are. Um, these are weakened through shame and violence. That's the reason why a lot of times when things happen to us, when it comes down to sexually wise, it either makes you quite shameful or it goes the opposite way. Obviously, reasons we can figure out. But that is the house of resources when it comes down to money, security, soul liberation. That's the eighth house, which is Scorpio. Moving on, we have the lungs. The lungs are weakened by grief, or, well, basically mainly grief. Mainly grief. Yeah. So if you hoard that too much, you'll have some lung issues. And that is the house of Gemini, air. Gemini can kind of go for the lungs and kind of the throat, but Taurus kind of has the throat and the shoulders. So it's kind of a 50-50, but it's really more so when it comes down to Gemini, because Gemini is the air sign. And that is the house of sharing when it comes down to how you learn social pleasure, and that's the third house. Moving on. I already did the liver. That's what I forgot to say. The pancreas shares the same thing with the kidneys. So that is kind of the same when it comes down to the house, which I believe I said was Virgo. Yep, Virgo. So that's the same thing. It deals with the house of the habits. Woo. And that one holds a lot of fear. Nope, sorry. That was anger. Yes, anger. The kidneys deal in fear, which is the house of Libra. You holding all that fear, you better let it go and stop playing. You better stop playing. Moving on. We'll hit the feet, because majority of all of your organs are in your abdomen, your center of your body. You don't really have organs lower. So if I miss any houses, that's why, because they deal with your knees, your legs, and your feet. But I will hit the feet because your feet hold all emotions. But your feet are Pisces. So Pisces is the house of closure. It's the last house. Excuse me, technically. So when it comes down to closure, to how you learn soul liberation, that's the 12th house. But that's the reason why, if you ever think about it, when you get a foot massage, it feels so amazing. It's because all your emotions are in your feet. Actually, all your emotions are in your feet, and well, I mean, not all your emotions are in your feet, but when it comes down to your body, that's why foot massages feel so great, because different parts of your feet hit different parts of your body, like your big toe is your brain, the center of your foot is your heart. It goes throughout, but that's the same thing as your hand. Your hand actually holds all 12 zodiac signs, has all the elements and time. Some sections in between your joints is 12. So you have time in your hand, you have the elements in your hand, and you have your whole body and the zodiac sign, the 12, and the disciples as well. That is just a breakdown of emotions, dealing with the organs and disease, because besides what you eat and smoke, emotion understandably could be the strongest out of those all. So you definitely want to have a balance or understanding of that, because it's so much more than just eating, because you could not eat, you could fast and still be having issues. You could be vegetarian, you could be vegan, so many different options. But if you're holding on to all those emotions, then you're not really going to get too far. So yeah, quick video. Got a list of them coming, but just gonna start light. Got any ideas on videos I should do? Let me know. I mean, I got a big list, like I said, but this is Brother View, and I'm just dropping knowledge for you.